My name is Amy Lanoff. I work in the advising office here at SMCC, and I serve as an academic advisor and also as a school certifying official, and manage the GI Bill benefits for our veterans and dependents.
And I'm Patrick Havlin. I work in the advising office with Amy as well, certifying official, and I coach women's basketball on campus. Thank you for being here today.
Glad to see you here, Pat.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a day. It's been a whirlwind of a spring semester. We haven't been in the same room since mid-March, so it's been definitely an adventure. But, you know, that's what we do at SMCC. We keep moving, right? And I was doing some thinking about this recognition in terms of students, you know, they're graduating and symbolically what that means in terms of doors opening for people, getting a degree, getting a job, transferring to a 4-year institution. It's an opportunity, it's a door opening for students. And sometimes those doors can be a challenge, and sometimes we have to create our own. But we need to walk through them. We need to walk through those doors. And one of the things that I thought about was that how we respond to some of those opportunities that might come our way that we might not even have thought about. And so if someone were to ask me for some graduation advice, I would suggest that they consider in their future, whether it's next week, next year, or 5 years from now, that they consider saying yes to an opportunity that they might not have thought about before. And I know from personal experience, I know that had I not said yes back in 2007 to working with veterans, I would not be here today. And I know that, you know, the first couple of years were rough, but in 2009, post 9/11 GI Bill started, and most of our veterans that are graduating have used that to go to school here at SMCC. So that really changed things for veterans, for colleges nationwide. That was impacts on many different levels in the community and at colleges. And that, I think, really opened up a whole professional world for me. And it led me to keep saying yes and to stay. Because I really don't know that I would still be here if it weren't for that. It was definitely a big open door for something that was never ever on my radar, never ever thought of it. And over some time, it became my passion. So that's why I tell people that, you know, think about, don't say no right away to certain things. Think about things, and if you might consider saying yes to something that you've never thought of before, you have no idea where it will take you. And I certainly don't regret saying yes back in 2007, and here we are in 2020. So that just changed my whole professional journey. So I would say that's a pretty good piece of advice for people out there. Sorry, please forgive us. This is the first time we're doing this, so there's a little bit of lag in between. I would now like to introduce Paul Charpentier. He is our vice president here at SMCC, and he's joined us on a special day because it's his birthday. Paul, it's great to see you here this evening. I'm so glad you could join us and spend part of your birthday evening with us.
Great. I'm very happy to be here. I can't think of a better way to celebrate than celebrating with our veterans. Thank you all, veterans, for coming to SMCC and bringing with you that life experience to the classroom. You really help change what happens here. I remember we did the Green Zone training last year. We did a vets panel, and that was so good. I really want to continue doing that. But the stories you give, the stories you tell in the classroom, and kind of look at sometimes the younger students and said, hey, stop doing that. you know, grow up. You bring some maturity to the classroom that some students really need. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for your service. And best of luck to you in your next steps. And if SMCC can help in that, please, let us know. And we're happy to have been a part of your life and hopefully can continue to be. Thank you. Amy?
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. And thank you again for being here with us. Our next speaker is Camden Edge, and I have a little story, excuse me, that I usually tell about Camden. Camden was actually a student at USM several years ago, and he was using the GI Bill to go to school. He ended up taking at least one class with SMCC, so I certified him as a guest student. And so I got to know his name a little bit that way. I don't think we ever met in person. We probably just communicated email and phone. And so then the next thing I knew, at some point he became a grad assistant in the Veteran Services office at USM. And then after that, that led to, he became a certifying official. So he became one of us. At USM, he worked with Lori Spalding and became a certifying official. And then maybe a year later, Camden, you can always correct me, but a year later, he ends up becoming the director of the Maine State Approving Agency for Veterans Education Programs. So he now oversees not only me, but every certifying official in the state of Maine. So here is someone who went to college, a veteran using the GI Bill, got involved in veteran services at his school, and ended up turning that into a professional position. And now he's worked his way up so that he's oversees all of us, so that he's someone that he audits our files. Okay, so that's how big this is. So Camden, I will now let you take the reins.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Amy. That was a perfect intro. Without even preparing our remarks, it flows pretty nicely. So good evening, all. It seems a little strange being asked to speak, since it doesn't seem that long ago I was sitting where you are, listening to someone ramble on and attempt to impart words of wisdom. Yet, as Amy's alluded to, time passes by, and I suppose the farther up the ladder you climb, the more people are interested in what you have to say. So I hope you find something of value in the words to come. I speak them not as the director of the Maine State Approving Agency, but as a fellow veteran. Thank you, Amy, again for the kind introduction and for asking me to join in celebration of this wonderful milestone. I want to thank any faculty, staff, family, and friends for taking time out of their day to celebrate this accomplishment. But most importantly, I want to congratulate the graduating veterans and service members of SMCC's class of 2020. Now, actually, I would be lying if I said I was surprised. It's really what I expected of all of you without even knowing you. The military has ingrained mission accomplishment in all of us. We are accustomed to success and quickly adapt and overcome to any obstacle placed in front of us. This is another example of that. But I don't want to take away from this occasion. I want you to take the time to celebrate and reflect. You've earned it and should be proud of what you've done. But remember, this is not where your journey ends. You left the service with the hopes of becoming something more. Armed with the GI Bill and life experience, you found your way to SMCC. After numerous classes, countless hours of homework, and who knows how many visits to Amy's office to sort out your benefits, you've earned your degree. And now you begin the next chapter. Use your past experiences in uniform and as a student to help mold your identity, but don't let them define who you are. They are chapters, not the entire story. You are so much more than any one thing and have much more to accomplish. As veterans, you represent the best America has to offer. We are all a reflection of what it means to have served. This isn't a responsibility any of us signed up for, but one we must live up to. If you aren't interested in doing it for yourself, think of the generations of veterans to come before us. The apathetic commitment to pre-9/11 veterans, the abandoned veterans of Vietnam, the forgotten war in Korea, and of course, America's greatest generation. Now that seems like a lot to live up to, but I have some good news. It's a lot easier than you might think. Here's how to pull it off. First, give back to your community in some way, whether that's joining your local VFW or American Legion, providing community service, or donating to organizations you are passionate about. You are needed. You demonstrated that willingness to serve when you enlisted, and that's not something that disappears when you take off the uniform. Secondly, always continue to learn, never stagnate. The military was great at forcing us to learn. Now you're responsible for that. Further your education, learn a new skill or hobby, take classes for fun, teach classes. The world moves fast, and if you don't keep up, you will be left behind. Finally, tackle every job with the goal of being the best. Any job worth doing is worth doing well. As a veteran, you are poised for success. The opportunity is there, don't miss it. Put in the extra effort and shine. Like it or not, you represent excellence. Live up to this expectation, and you will stand out in any setting. You are a veteran of the Armed Forces and now a graduate of Southern Maine Community College. Be excited, be nervous, be more, be great, and to echo Amy, say yes. Go forth and continue to write your own story. Thank you, and again, congratulations.
Thank you, Camden. Again, thank you very much for sharing part of your evening with us. And I'd love the sign behind you, seeing that at training sessions. I wanted to share just a little information about our veterans who we are here to recognize tonight. We have 25 veterans that are graduating or technically have already graduated. And 10 of those 25 are graduating with honors. Of those 10, 4 are graduating with high honors. And in that category, one veteran got the highest GPA, a perfect 4.0 in his degree of radiography. So that's something that is absolutely outstanding. But I want to congratulate all our veterans who have graduated, especially since we've got a nice number and people seem to do really well. So, what we did is that we created a slideshow, and veterans, thank you very much for sharing your photos, because if you didn't, I would not have a slideshow. Normally, if we were to do this in person, obviously you would be introduced that way and we'd actually get to see you. But since we couldn't do that this year, I decided that a slideshow would be the best way to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to show that. hope you all enjoyed that. I did want to share with veterans here, and of course anyone that's watching, there are certain things that I'm going to send you in the mail at some point this summer. Normally, if you can see this silver medallion, normally this is something I hand out to veterans personally so that they can wear it at graduation. Then I take photos and then get them printed and put them on my wall. So I'm going to be mailing that out to you. The other thing we'll be sending is it's a red, white, and blue cord. That's from the college. Also, we give that out for folks to wear at graduation. So you'll be getting one of those. You'll also be getting a t-shirt that was designed by Marcus Taylor, who is a veteran student here in the Communications and New Media program. And so he designed this shirt. He's also the president of the Veteran Student Organization. So you'll be getting that as well. The other thing that I don't have to show you, if we don't have it yet, is a travel mug, a 20-ounce travel mug that will be blue and will have our logo, the white SMCC logo on it, and it'll say veterans on it. So you'll be getting all of that at some point this summer. And the travel mugs are also courtesy of the Veteran Student Organization. So we're in process of getting those. Now I know, Patrick, you had some things you wanted to.
I do. Amy, thank you very much for putting this all together. This was absolutely incredible. I would like to say congratulations to all of our veterans and dependents of veterans graduates. Your dedication, perseverance, leadership, and commitment has shown throughout your time at SMCC. We are so very honored to have you as part of our graduating class of 2020. Your service to our country speaks volumes to your character. You have all overcome multiple hardships, no matter what obstacles are presented along the way. I personally am very proud to have helped you along your journey here at the college. And I know the future is very bright for each and every one of you. I look forward to following your continued success in all your future endeavors. Back to you, Amy.
Thank you, Pat. And thanks very much, Pat, for putting up with me all year. But you give me great ideas, so I appreciate your being part of the team and the village that it really takes to work with veterans and put on a good veteran services program. It's certainly not a one-person thing, not when we've got so many students that fall into that category.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, and I'm very thankful for all of our veterans and thankful for you and to be working with you as well.
Great. I would like to just end our recognition here with some special thanks. And first to Owen Wood from our IT department, who has put up with us all afternoon. And just, yeah, things were kind of a nightmare at certain points, but he hung in there with us and put up with us, and here we are. So thank you, Owen, for that. I'd also like to thank Kathleen Doan, our supervisor, for her continued support of improving veteran services at SMCC. If you don't have a supportive supervisor, then you're really not getting anywhere. So thank you, Kathleen, for that. I'd also like to thank our president, Joe Cassidy, for his leadership, especially during these last few months of uncertain and crazy times that we're having here. I know I certainly have faith that we're moving in some positive directions, thanks to you. And finally, I would like to thank all of our veterans, current and past. We can't thank you enough for your service. I know I'm always looking for ways to try to improve the program that we offer here at SMCC. So please know that we are thinking about you even when you leave. And finally, I would like to tell everyone something that I've had a lot of veterans emailing me saying at the end, you know, stay safe, stay healthy. So I'm going to use those words to finalize my thank yous, to stay healthy, stay safe, be well, and be kind. And have a good night, everyone. And thank you so much for being here.